Mischief Night is an informal holiday on which children and teens engage in pranks and minor vandalism. It is most commonly held the night before Halloween. Historical background: the earliest reference to Mischief Night is from 1790, when a headmaster encouraged a school play which ended in an ode to fun which praises children's tricks on Mischief Night in most approving terms. In the United Kingdom, these pranks were originally carried out as part of May Day celebrations, but shifted to November 4th, the night before Guy Fawkes Night. According to one historian, May Day and the Green Man had little resonance for children in grimy cities. They looked at the opposite end of the year and found the ideal time, the night before the gunpowder plot. Quote, however, the shift only happened in the late 19th century and is described by the Opis as one of the mysteries of the folklore calendar. In Germany, Mischief Night is still celebrated on May 1st. Naming variations: in the United States, Mischief Night is commonly held on October 30th, the night before Halloween. The separation of Halloween tricks from treats seems to have only developed in certain areas, often appearing in one region but not at all nearby. In New Jersey's Atlantic, Bergen, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Essex, Gloucester, Hudson, Mercer, Middlesex, Monmouth, Morris, Ocean, Passaic, Somerset, Sussex, Warren, and Union counties, as well as in Philadelphia, Delaware, Westchester County, New York, and Fairfield County, Connecticut, it is referred to as Mischief Night. In some towns in northern New Jersey and parts of New York State, it is also known as Goosey Night. In rural Niagara Falls, Ontario, during the 1950s and 1960s, Cabbage Night referred to the custom of raiding local gardens for leftover rotting cabbages and hurling them about to create mischief in the neighborhood. Today, the night is commonly known as Cabbage Night in parts of Vermont, Connecticut, Bergen County, New Jersey, upstate New York, northern Kentucky, Newport, Rhode Island, western Massachusetts, and Boston, Massachusetts. It is known as Gate Night in New Hampshire, West Kootenay, British Columbia, Tarsus, British Columbia, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Rockland County, New York, North Dakota and South Dakota, as Mat Night in Quebec, Canada, and as Devil's Night in many places throughout Canada, Michigan, and western Pennsylvania. Mischief Night is known in Yorkshire as Mischievous Night, Miggy Night, Tic-Tac Night, Corn Night, Trick Night, and is celebrated across the north of England on October 30th, the night before Halloween. In some areas of Yorkshire, it is extremely popular among 13-year-olds as they believe it to be a sort of coming-of-age ceremony. In Liverpool, Mischief Night is known locally as Mizzy Night, but being tackled by Merseyside police. Contemporary practice: Mischief Night tends to include popular tricks such as toilet papering yards and buildings, powder bombing and egging cars, people, and homes, using soap to write on windows, forking yards, setting off fireworks, and smashing pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. Local grocery stores often refuse to sell eggs to preteens and teens around the time of Halloween for this reason. Occasionally, the damage can escalate to include the spray painting of buildings and homes. Less destructive is the prank known as Knock Knock Ginger, Ding Dong Ditch, Knock Down Ginger, or Knock a Door Run and Nicky Nicky Nine Doors. In some areas of Queens, New York, Cabbage Night has included throwing rotten fruit at neighbors' cars and buses. Preteens and teens filled eggs with neat and air and throw them at unsuspecting individuals. In the mid-1980s, garbage was set on fire and cemeteries were set ablaze. In Camden, New Jersey, Mischief Night escalated to the point that in the 1990s widespread arson was committed, with over 130 arsons on the night of October 30, 1991. Angel's Night, in Detroit, which was particularly hard hit by Devil's Night arson and vandalism throughout the 1980s. Many citizens take it upon themselves to patrol the streets to deter arsonists and those who may break the law. This is known as Angel's Night. Some 40,000 volunteer citizens patrol the city on Angel's Night, which usually runs October 29th through October 31st, around the time most Halloween festivities are taking place. In popular culture, in the 1994 film The Crow, the protagonist and his fiancée are murdered on the eve of the Halloween wedding on Devil's Night by a street gang on the orders of Detroit's most notorious crime lord, Top Dollar. With the help of a mystical crow, Eric returns from the grave on Devil's Night exactly 1 year later to exact revenge against the crime lord and his henchmen. A 1999 episode of Rocket Power explores the joys of Mischief Night in the night before. A 2006 film, Mischief Night, is based on events surrounding this night in Leeds, UK. A horror film released in 2013, Mischief Night, directed by Richard Schenkman. A different horror film released in 2014, Mischief Night, directed by Travis Baker.